Diddy is heading to prison, and this time he's completely on his own. Even former mafia figures who usually keep quiet about such matters are speaking out, warning that his past behavior toward women has made him a prime target behind bars. Reports suggest that Diddy faced assaults from inmates during his previous stint in prison, and now fear has set in again. To make matters worse, the facility where he'll serve his time has already been chosen. However, insiders claim that if Diddy's legal strategy and connections work out as planned, he could be walking free in less than a year.
I mean, what this guy did is disgusting. I don't think there's a person alive, a man or a woman, especially women, who are not going to hate this guy. Whatever he did was completely disgusting. It's beyond criminal. I don't even know what it is. I look at it like he disgraced everybody. He disgraced the black race by being a black man. I know a lot of black people, and they hate him for it because it painted a picture towards all of them. I think it's being followed all over the world. If he's not found guilty, or he's cut free, or he does a short amount of time, I mean, I could only imagine what the whole world would think. This is a disgusting country.
Diddy's 50-month sentence
is being called a complete joke by many observers. Critics believe the only reason he received such a light punishment is because he's been cooperating with federal authorities. Suge Knight even predicted this outcome months ago, claiming that Diddy's current treatment confirms it. With his deep connections to government insiders, it appears that the information Diddy provided to investigators is now working in his favor.
It's always a great day for the family. Overall, though, it's not surprising. You know, we do all know one thing. Like I said before, Puffy has strong ties with the government, with the feds, and anybody else would have been cooked, done. I mean, that's the first time in history that a person going to get sentenced and they can actually put on a campaign like they running for the president of the United States, where they can show videos and pretty much everything. Only thing I was waiting on was the fact that I was waiting on him to bring out the DJ and start playing music and let him do what he do best, dance and shake that ass and end up with no time. And the other side of it is that, well, the sad side of it is that I couldn't believe that not one of his baby mothers came in to support him or testify. And I was surprised by that because that shows a lot about the character. I still think it's fair that Puffy got less time because the other people who's involved in this case, other executives, other people, they didn't get punished at all. They walked away untouched. So in society, it's a fair side, and it's a bullshit side.
There are even rumors of a pardon, and Trump has confirmed that Diddy asked him for a pardon.
President Trump says Sean Diddy Combs has asked him for a pardon.
I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
Combs is serving a 4-year sentence in a New York City jail on 2 prostitution-related charges. Attorneys for Combs have not commented on President Trump's remarks.
This is the same pardon Diddy had been seeking even before his sentencing. According to reports, federal officials warned him about what was coming, giving him time to prepare. Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnall, revealed that Diddy instructed his team to reach out to Trump with a clear message. I need a pardon.
Senior White House official declined to comment on, quote, speculation and told us any decision on pardons would come from the president himself. Combs' attorney, Mark Agnall, said he has not talked to the Trump administration about it.
You mean to tell me that you really have nothing to do with a possible pardon right now?
Nothing. I have nothing to do with a possible pardon.
What is Sean Combs saying about the possibility of a pardon?
I think he knows I'm not political. We've never discussed it other than I tell him what's in the news about it. But you know.
And what's his reaction? Does he laugh? Does he say, let's look into it? What does he say?
Go tell him that I need a pardon. Go tell him I deserve a pardon. That's what he said.
How are you preparing him
So, I tell them what the guidelines are, and the guidelines are about 2 or 3 years. And I tell them, the judge could go above the guidelines.
Do you have any regrets in how you tried this case?
It's a good question. Not really. Not really.
You called the relationship between Combs and Ventura a great modern love story. Ventura says she was raped, physically abused, and became addicted to drugs because of Combs.
I think that's what makes it. The we vehemently deny, and I know I respect that she said that. I don't think the jury concluded that happened. In terms of the drugs and the other stuff, I think that's what makes it a modern love story. I think she very much loved him, and I know he very much loved her.
Cassie Ventura's attorney told us that Agnifalo's description of the relationship is a, quote, complete disgrace and affront to survivors of domestic violence. Now, we covered a lot more in this interview. Agnifalo said that he talks to his client just about every single day. He told us that Combs is focused on his family and wants to one day get back into performing at Madison Square Garden. This interview was about an hour long. He also told us that Combs did want to testify. Obviously, he did not.
Commenting on Diddy's RICO charges, Miguel suggested that many of the other individuals involved in Diddy's parties likely received immunity in exchange for their cooperation. Diddy's second-in-command, Christina Carorum, who was reportedly responsible for sourcing the women Diddy exploited, was never charged. It's also been confirmed that at least 3 witnesses in Diddy's trial were granted immunity.
His business is the enterprise, and the people that worked for him were part of the conspiracy, so maybe they're unindicted co-conspirators and they got immunity because, like Michael said, on my indictment, it said the United States of America versus, and then there was 8 names. And we all conspired to commit crimes. Diddy's alone. Who did he conspire with? Did he conspire by himself? Did he extort people? Yes, he did. Did he kidnap people? He held them against his will? Yes, he did. He brought people across state lines, which is a federal offense. But to be a RICO just on him, it's hard for me to understand how that happens.
Yeah, and I do think that, listen, we got weeks and weeks left of just the prosecutor's case, but already we've seen one of the assistants who said he got immunity. And my feeling is that his second in command, Christina Corum, either she's going to plead the fifth or she's going to have been offered immunity or use immunity for her testimony. I do think you're right. It's kind of confusing without the conspirators, but my feeling is that right now, to get the testimony against the guy at the top, they may be offering them immunity. But like I said, we still have to find that out.
Despite his wealth, there are still people who will come after Diddy. His abuse of women is something inmates take very seriously. During his sentencing, Diddy's lawyers revealed that he had already been attacked while being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center. However, Diddy chose not to report the incident, fearing it would draw more attention and make him a bigger target.
Didn't beat up and kill girls all the time. Do you see a big difference here with the kind of behavior Diddy's accused of doing compared to the behavior of mobsters?
Oh, absolutely. Let me say this. I always take the position, someone's innocent until proven guilty. That's just my position all the time. However, we have seen certain things. I think everybody has seen the hotel video where he was obviously beating her up. And the testimony has been absolutely despicable. And nobody in my former life would ever approve of something like that. And I think Anthony will vouch for that. We didn't beat up women. We didn't do things like that. We were taught to respect women in a big way, especially our families. So, in our life, if you violated another made man's wife, daughter, sister, mother, you're in a lot of trouble. So we didn't stand for that in any way, shape, or form. And like I said, the acts that are being described here are disgusting, despicable. If somebody like that was in our former life, he wouldn't last, quite honestly. And again, I would love to hear, I believe that the defense is going to attack the RICO statute here. You said, possibly there are witnesses that have been given immunity. Not possibly, 100%. That's how government builds cases. They go after people, they get them to cooperate, and they give them immunity. So like Anthony said, there's probably several unindicted co-conspirators here that all decided, hey, we're not going to take the fall, we're going to cooperate, we're going to testify, and that's why they weren't indicted. So I would believe that what Anthony said, that, they're going to use the theory that you said, that the whole, Bad Boy Records was a criminal enterprise. He was at the top of it. He used these other people to implement his criminal schemes, and that's how they charged him with RICO. But these acts are just, the real question is, how did this go on for 20 years? 20 years this was going on. A guy as high profile as that, and I've said this before, and nobody gets charged for it. It's allowed to continue for 20 years. There's no question that people knew that this was going on. There were high profile people involved. How does something like this go on for 20 years?
Diddy's lawyers have also requested that he be placed in a low-security facility equipped with a special drug rehabilitation program. If everything goes according to plan, this could reduce his sentence to roughly a year behind bars. The program allows inmates to shave a year off their sentence if they can prove they were struggling with drug addiction at the time of their crimes. However, given Diddy's history of violence, there's a real chance his application could be denied. Program directors also reject participants who show no genuine remorse for their actions. According to Gene Deal, Diddy has shown zero concern for his victims. While he broke down in tears during the trial, those tears weren't about guilt or regret. If he had felt even a shred of remorse, he wouldn't have been hosting freak-offs right up until the day of his arrest. As one social media user put it, he's not crying because he's sorry. He's crying because he got caught.